से कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, उनको इस्लाम चाहिए। कहने को बिलावल भुट्टो की पार्टी हो, नवाज शरीफ की पार्टी हो, इमरान खान भी तरीके इंसाफ करते रहते हैं, सब फौज की गोद में बैठना चाहते हैं।
आप भारत की परिभाषा से मतलब सहमत हैं?
There was no India before 1947. It's a union of states. We must respect the unions. We must respect the states. So I'm.
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप face कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी।
सर नीचे कर दो,
कहना चाहेंगे सर आप?
नीचे कर दो मनीष।
See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters. Hello and welcome. You're watching a special broadcast of This Is Exclusive. We are coming to you live from the National Capital outside the Central Bureau of Investigation headquarters, where the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, is now being questioned in the liquor scam. Over the next couple of minutes, we'll take you through the breaking news as to what's really happening in the questioning as far as the liquor scam is concerned, and also reporters getting you details of what's brewing in the Aam Aadmi Party camp, as they say that Manish Sisodia will be arrested. The claim that has been made by the Aam Aadmi Party. All this and much more on this edition of This Is Exclusive. But up first, these are the headlines we are tracking for you at this hour. आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप CBI heat on Sisodia intensifies grilling underway as CBI heat on Sisodia intensifies grilling underway as showdown continues in the national capital.
मैं केंद्र सरकार की सारी एजेंसी से ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, कहां गए ये 10,000 करोड़ रुपए अगर मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने घोटाला किया है?
Kejriwal's deputy Sisodia's grilling underway, but Aam Aadmi Party continues to cry a vendetta.
मुझे लगता है कुछ लोगों ने जांच में सहयोग करने की बजाय मीडिया में हल्ला ज्यादा करते हैं। इस बात का डर सता रहा है। BJP tells the Aam Aadmi Party to face the law instead of crying foul. Another targeted killing in Jammu and Kashmir. Kashmiri Pandit shot dead in Pulwama. After a jury now in Pulwama, how many more killings for administration and government to realize? On the second day of his first visit to India, German Chancellor in Bengaluru today. Starting this edition with some breaking news now coming in with regards to the questioning of Manish Sisodia. Before we get into the details of what's the investigation all about, why exactly has Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia been called in for questioning? In fact, this is the second time that he's now being examined by the CBI. We'll get you all the latest details, tracking you all possible details of the investigation that has been carried out not just by one agency, that's the Central Bureau of Investigation, that happens to be the predicate agency, but also the Enforcement Directorate, which has also filed multiple charge sheets in this particular case. But before that, there is a massive political face-off between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party. The Aam Aadmi Party says that there is absolutely no evidence against the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. In fact, they've gone a step ahead. They say that this is all because of political vendetta. It's only to curb the rise of the Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital as well as in other states where the party has essentially gained momentum, and this is all to curb the growth of the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, they say that the Bharatiya Janata Party is nervous because of the growth of Aam Aadmi Party. What is it that the Bharatiya Janata Party has to say? BJP says that if you have done nothing wrong, then why not face the law? Manish Sisodia, before he went in for questioning, he says that it is all because of the good work that he has done in the national capital as far as building schools in the national capital is concerned, which is exactly why the BJP appears to be completely jealous. That's the claim that has been made by the Aam Aadmi Party. There has been a massive political face-off between both sides. Listen in to what top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party had to say.
पहले करेंगे शराब में भ्रष्टाचार, फिर जांच होने पर चिल्लाएंगे अत्याचार अत्याचार। ये बन चुका है आम आदमी पार्टी का शिष्टाचार। ये कट्टर करप्ट पार्टी है जो भ्रष्टाचार करती है और सवालों का जवाब देने के बदले कभी भटकाने का काम, कभी कवर अप करने का काम, कभी विक्टिमहुड कार्ड खेलने का काम और कभी डाइवर्ट करने का काम किया जा रहा है।
कहां गए ये 10,000 करोड़ रुपए अगर मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने घोटाला किया है? आपने उनके घर पर रेड कर ली, आपने उनके ऑफिस पर रेड कर ली, आपने उनके लॉकर पर रेड कर ली, आपने उनके पैतृक गांव पर रेड कर ली। एक पैसा आपको नहीं मिला, चाहे उनके घर में, चाहे उनके ऑफिस में, चाहे उनके लॉकर में, चाहे उनके पैतृक गांव में।
Well, in fact, we'll get into some more breaking news coming in a short while from now. But before that, let's just quickly bring in my colleagues Anuj, who's joining us from the national capital outside the Aam Aadmi Party office, and also Piyush Mishra, who's joining us from outside the CBI headquarters, getting you the latest. First, let me go across to my colleague Piyush, getting us the latest details. Piyush, give us a sense of what's really happening. Started a little after 11 o'clock this morning after the visit that was made by Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia to Rajghat, and then finally appearing before the CBI. You did try getting a word from the Deputy Chief Minister, but there was no response. A quick recap of what we know so far, then we quickly go across to Anuj, and then some breaking news coming in as far as the questioning of Manish Sisodia is concerned. What's that we are picking up from our sources within the agency? We'll get you the latest and we'll bring you up to speed on this. But before that, Piyush, take us to the details that you are picking up.
Well, Shaman, it's been more than 7 hours that Manish Sisodia has been grilled here at the CBI headquarters, and he's facing the questions which last Sunday he had skipped. Right now, as we are speaking, he's still inside. Let me try to show you the pictures from right outside the CBI headquarters, where the multiple layers of barricades still in place. You can see the buses, those were called in, they are still in place. Section 144 is still in place here at this very lane, at this very juncture. Either sides of the roads have been completely blocked. Remember that today in the morning when Manish Sisodia left from his residence, he directly went to Rajghat, and a score of Aam Aadmi Party workers accompanying him were chanting the slogans in favor of Manish Sisodia. And then while he was leaving from Rajghat, he also made an emotional appeal to the people of Delhi that if he goes to jail, then children of Delhi must not stop studying, must not stop following the orders of their parents, and if this happens, then he will sit on hunger strike. So an emotional appeal was made by Manish Sisodia. At the same time, the top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, including Arvind Kejriwal, said that there is no such scam which exists as far as the Delhi liquor policy is concerned, following which Manish Sisodia, who initially was being accompanied by workers here at Rajghat, came here being escorted by the Delhi police officers. The moment he reached here, we tried to ask him about the allegations which he is facing, because Aam Aadmi Party leaders and other top officials have not been able to answer so far the allegations which they are facing, and that is why BJP is also targeting criticizing them, saying that if this policy was too good, then why the government had to overturn it, why the government had to withdraw it. But the Aam Aadmi Party leaders have not been able to explain them all these allegations. After which we saw the series of protests which also broke out there at the CBI headquarters, and they were detained. Right now, as we are speaking, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, is being grilled by CBI officers, and he is in fact facing the questions about the kind of his alleged role in this entire excise policy scam is concerned. Shawan.
Well, in fact, we are also getting in some breaking news coming in with regards to why exactly Manish Sisodia has now been called in for questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Breaking news first of Republic as far as the latest in the investigation that's been carried out by the CBI. Top sources now confirming to Republic TV that 164 statement has been recorded of a bureaucrat, a top bureaucrat who was serving in the Delhi government, who was then called by the Deputy Chief Minister to the residence of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. His statement has now been recorded under Section 164 of the CRPC. Important to point out here is that the top bureaucrat has in fact named Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia with regards to the drafting of this excise policy. We are picking up that the Deputy Chief Minister allegedly played a pivotal role in drafting that excise policy. What does this essentially mean? Remember, there are certain procedures that are essentially to be followed when a policy is brought into implementation. In fact, this was made public. There were suggestions that were taken from the public, but it does seem that it was already pre-decided as to how exactly would the excise policy essentially look like. It is only drafted in a manner that would have actually helped certain liquor traders, or for that matter those who were eventually given these licenses. They were well aware of the requirements as far as this excise policy goes. There was a leakage that had also taken place as far as the excise policy goes. There is digital evidence to the effect that the excise policy, the draft of the same, was shared with certain liquor traders, company owners of certain liquor companies also, and that is the reason why they believe that this is a classic case of where there's been a quid pro quo. Let me also bring in my colleague and our executive editor Niranjan Narayanaswamy to break down the news for us. What does this mean? And the big breaking news now coming in. We're getting a confirmation about the fact that this decision that was taken by the CBI to call Manish Sisodia for examination was after the statement, 164 statement of a bureaucrat was recorded. This bureaucrat, I'm now given to understand, has already been transferred to Andamans. He no longer serves in the Delhi government. Let me just quickly bring in my colleague Niranjan, getting us the latest details. Niranjan, just break it down for us. What is it that we're picking up at this stage?
Shawan, from what you've shared just now, if a former bureaucrat, or rather a serving bureaucrat who was working very closely with Manish Sisodia, has gone on record and recorded a statement under 164 CRPC, and if that is on record, and of course it is now, and if he has said on record that it was Manish Sisodia who gave direct instructions and he played a pivotal role in the framing of the excise policy, then it means big trouble, isn't it, Shawan? Because in the course of the investigation by both the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI, one thing that's emerged clearly is that there is an aspect of corruption in the excise policy, and details have shown in the last few months especially about how money perhaps changed hands. People close to the Aam Aadmi Party and from the Aam Aadmi Party as well have been arrested in this particular case, including those from the liquor industry. Now, that has been established. The Enforcement Directorate has gone on record. There are chart sheets. There is a money trail that is shown that perhaps kickbacks were paid for the framing of this excise policy. Now, if a bureaucrat has gone on record, and if the bureaucrat worked directly under the instructions of Manish Sisodia, the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, and if he's gone on record to say that he got direct instructions from Manish Sisodia, then it sounds like the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister is in big trouble. Now, this is the information that we have, and you already said it, Shawan, that he has also been transferred now to the Andamans, and it's interesting how the story pans out. He's been questioned since 11 a.m. this morning. Of course, the Aam Aadmi Party, Shawan, has held at least 4 to 5 news conferences since 11 a.m. Every 1 hour there has been a news conference, and the BJP has countered each of those charges, claiming the AAP that is, has been claiming that there is no money trail, there is no proof of any money exchanging hands. They're going on to call Manish Sisodia Mr. Clean, etc., saying even his lockers were searched, nothing was found. But the truth is, in this particular case, it's not what it seems on the surface. The Delhi government itself tried to halt the excise policy. They pulled back the excise policy. Why would they do that if all was well, if there was nothing to hide, and if money perhaps changed hands, which the agencies claim? For example, Shawan, you spoke about the South group, this certain South group involving some political parties, politicians as well, along with the liquor cartel, arranging for money, reportedly giving it to key functionaries of those involved with the Delhi government. Now, all of that has happened, and if those facts are on record, and if a bureaucrat is saying he directly, that Sisodia had a pivotal role to play in the framing of the excise policy, and if indeed he gave instructions before this was presented before the group of ministers, I think that's serious trouble for Manish Sisodia. What are you picking up, Shawan? Will he be arrested?
Well, in fact, we're getting at some more big breaking news coming in. While we've just put that out, let me also quickly bring in my colleague Anuj, who's joining us from the national capital. He's been tracking all the developments within the Aam Aadmi Party. Anuj, what's the strategy that has been adopted by the Aam Aadmi Party in terms of their way forward? They are saying they're already preempting that Manish Sisodia will be arrested. This comes at a time when there has been absolutely no word from the agency with regards to what sort of action would they be taking, because it totally depends on how Manish Sisodia responds to the questions that have been posed by the agency. We are given to understand that a 164 statement has already been recorded, and based on which the questioning essentially is taking place of the Deputy Chief Minister. But just quickly run us through the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party at this stage.
Well, exactly, Shawan. Since from the morning we are seeing that how Aam Aadmi Party was planned for this particular day. They have shown the mega strength, the unity at Rajghat. This was Manish Sisodia, who early in the morning left before going to CBI. He went to Rajghat, and we have seen the show of strength which was done by the Aam Aadmi Party. Later then, this was Manish Sisodia who spoke there at Rajghat itself, and he has given a message to the people of the Delhi that he has been targeted on. After that, this was 8 press conferences, Shawan, which has happened at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters, and since from the beginning, Aam Aadmi Party is saying this is political vendetta, Manish Sisodia is clean. On the other hand, they are showing that Bharatiya Janata Party is afraid because Aam Aadmi Party is growing and Arvind Kejriwal is growing. Yes, Shawan.
Well, thank you very much, Anuj, for getting us the latest details. So on the other side, we'll get you that exclusive interview with the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, B.S. Yediyurappa, about the plans ahead in the crucial poll-bound state of Karnataka.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Originally, you're from Pakistan. How was the journey from Pakistan to Canada, and why was this journey from Pakistan to Canada?
I'm a Canadian Punjabi of Indian heritage, born in political Pakistan. जब मुझे महसूस हुआ कि अब पाकिस्तान में रहना मुश्किल हो गया, तो फिर मैं कनाडा पहुंच गया। पाकिस्तान से तो मैं अपने विचारों की वजह से कनाडा पहुंचा। अब मेरे विचार पहुंच रहे हैं भारत, तो मैं हर साल भारत आ जाता हूँ।
एक्सीलेंट।
और ज्यादा आना चाहता हूँ।
खालिस्तानी सरकार है पंजाब में, क्या खालिस्तानी सरकार है? भगवान लाल मिस्टर वन, विल यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रिपब्लिक टीवी? पुलिस वालों को पीटा।
जो आपने बात कही उद्धव के बारे में, उद्धव ठाकरे की शपथ विधि के बारे में, पर ये जो अभी शपथ विधि हुई, क्योंकि मामला कोर्ट में है और आपके ऊपर एक सीधा चार्ज लगाया गया है कि आपने एकनाथ शिंदे किस पार्टी से हैं ये प्रश्न तक नहीं पूछा, क्योंकि वो
मैंने क्या पूछा क्या नहीं पूछा, ये बाहर वालों को क्या मतलब है क्या पूछा कि क्या नहीं पूछा। उद्धव ठाकरे जी कुछ भी कहें, अब उनका जो निशान है, चुनाव चिन्ह है, और चुनाव आयोग तो गवर्नर नहीं है ना, इसने तो उनको दे दिया ना। इसके मतलब चुनाव आयोग ने भी सिद्ध कर दिया कि गवर्नर ने जिसको शिवसेना मानना था सही माना, तो क्या बनते हो?
He told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage.
Well, shifting focus now to the poll-bound state of Karnataka, where former Chief Minister of Karnataka, B.S. Yediyurappa, spoke exclusively to my colleague Prajwal, talking about what's next for him and the Bharatiya Janata Party. He exudes confidence about winning these elections and also says Prime Minister Modi still happens to be the X factor in the state of Karnataka. Listen into that exclusive interview.
Former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has announced his retirement at the recently concluded assembly session as well, and he stated that he is retiring from electoral politics, but he will remain in active politics and will go on to campaign for the party as well. Let's go across and ask him as to how his entire journey has been. So first and foremost, now you have served the BJP party. You have served the state of Karnataka. You were Chief Minister of not once, twice or thrice, but for 4 times. So you have that distinction as well. So how has your journey been so far? And now what do you plan to do for the BJP party in the future?
Because my experience and served as Chief Minister 4 times and also served as MLA from last so many years. And I will go around in the state to build up the party. And situation is very favorable to Bharatiya Janata Party. Almost all our All India leaders come to Karnataka for this important election. So with the support of Modi ji, Amit Shah ji and all other All India leaders, and we have given very good program in the budget also. Bommai also worked very hard and given so many pro-people program. Particularly SC and ST community are with us. Because of all their support, we are going to get absolute majority in next assembly election. And also not only assembly election, I am very particular about Lok Sabha also. We must get more seats in these Lok Sabha elections, and Modi ji should become the Prime Minister of India again. That is our target.
If there is one leader that the people of Karnataka would accept as a mass leader, especially from the BJP, that would definitely be Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa. Now that you have left the electoral politics now, there is a huge emptiness, a huge void, because we know the sort of crowds that Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa can pull. We recently saw the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah coming in. Every time that they mentioned the name of B.S. Yediyurappa, there were claps. The people started shouting your name. That is the sort of love that the people have towards you. But now, who will be the next mass leader that they will be projecting as? Because Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa is told that he is no more a part of the electoral politics now. So, what would be the future of the BJP party without you? You are saying you will campaign, but then who is the next mass leader that we are looking at?
You see, we have got so many leaders in Karnataka. And first thing is, we must work hard day and night, and we will get absolute majority in Karnataka. After the election, our All India leaders are going to take decision who will be the next Chief Minister candidate. So that will be decided by the center, because there is an All India National Party. Naturally, our All India leaders will take appropriate decision at the appropriate time.
Looking at the entire scenario, when you were the chief minister, you were also being called as one of the most secular chief ministers in Karnataka, and you took all the communities into confidence. But once you stepped down and once your successor, that is Mr. Bommai, came in, there were a lot of communal riots which broke out. There were law and order problems as well. And the BJP president Nalin Kumar Katil states that this particular election will be fought on issues like Tippu versus Savarkar, and all these agendas are being mentioned. Why is there no sort of development agenda? And the statement is coming directly from the BJP president of the state.
See, development is very important. Development agenda only get BJP to become very strong, and we can come back to power. Other thing is not an important issue at all. So according to me, because of our development work, which have done from the center also, Modi's program, and also Bommai has given so many pro-people programs, such things will be helpful to the party. We will take that issues with the people of Karnataka and we will try to convince them and get absolute majority.
Now, the X factor for all these days was Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa for the BJP. You would bring the masses onto the streets as well. But now the X factor is lacking. Who do you think, or what could become the X factor for the upcoming elections for the BJP in Karnataka?
You see, we all together will go around in the state. And our All India leader, national leaders also given so much importance to Karnataka to come back to power in Karnataka. From all their support, we are going to get absolute majority in Karnataka. Not only for assembly, but also for Lok Sabha also so important. Modi ji should become the Prime Minister of India again, so that our contribution also very important from state. So all these things we are going to work day and night, and I have got 100% confidence. People are going to support us because of our pro-people program from the center and also state.
Sir, what is the number of seats that you are looking for the BJP to gain this time?
I don't want to mention the numbers, but I have got confidence. At present we have got Lok Sabha MPs. We try to retain all that seats, and also we will get absolute majority for assembly also. Naturally, Congress also trying their level best to come to power. They have already declared that who will be the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. But it's not possible. That dream will not people will not going to support such things, and I have got confidence that people will support BJP and we are going to get absolute majority.
Speaking about Mr. B.Y. Vijayendra, the sort of response that he is getting everywhere in Karnataka has been massive, including Yuva Morcha rallies or massive conventions. Recently, when he had been to Mandya, along a stretch of around 1 to 1.5 kilometers, people started chanting Mr. Vijayendra's name and stated that he should be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka now. That is the sort of sentiment that the people have towards Vijayendra. How do you see it? And from according to you, where will Mr. Vijayendra be fielded, and what do you wish for him?
See, Vijayendra is working hard. Wherever he goes, people are going to, they are supporting very big way. And almost all the assembly constituents, thousands of youths are supporting Vijayendra. Naturally, it will help to him to become the future leader in Karnataka. So, what responsibility should give to Vijayendra, that will decide from the center and also state. He's got very good future.
What message do you want to give to the people of Karnataka? Because you are still saying that I am B.S. Yediyurappa, I am still here. I might have quit electoral politics, but I will run around. I will make sure that the party wins. You told that. So what would be your message for the people of Karnataka, and why should they vote for the BJP party in the state?
I request the people of Karnataka, because of so many pro-people program given by the Chief Minister and the center, Narendra Modi ji, such things will be helpful to the people of Karnataka. So I will request people of Karnataka to support Bharatiya Janata Party to come back to power in Karnataka, and 101% people will give absolute majority to form the government in the center and also state.
Thank you very much. So that was the former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa getting candid with Republic and clearly putting his points through, stating that he still has a long way to go on and he will definitely go on to tour the entire length and breadth of the state and will make sure that the party emerges as the single largest party, with them again going on to assume power after the elections. With video journalist Sadanand, Prajwal Prasad reporting for Republic, Shimoga.
Well, you can watch that exclusive interview with the Karnataka Chief Minister once again at 8:30 p.m. tonight. On the other side, the big story here coming in from the National Capital, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is still being questioned by the CBI. Stay tuned with Republic TV as we get you all the breaking news related to the liquor scam.
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया।
चौथा कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का चुनाव हार चुका है, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने के ऊपर यहां गुंडागर्दी कर रही है।
खबर आपका पीछा नहीं छोड़ रही है, राजनीति आपका पीछा नहीं छोड़ रही है। आप कहते हैं आपने राजनीति छोड़ दी।
मेरा काम जिस उद्देश्य के लिए जीवन में आया हूँ, उस संकल्प को पूरा करने के लिए जो थोड़ा बहुत हो सकता है वो करता रहता हूँ। इसलिए मैं कभी चिंता नहीं करता कि अखबार में नाम छप रहा है कि नहीं, अच्छा छप रहा है कि बुरा छप रहा है।
आपको एक लेटर दिया गया था अघाड़ी सरकार द्वारा, जो आपने पब्लिक कर दिया, जिसमें आपको ऐसा बताया गया कि आपको थ्रेटन किया गया था उस समय।
आप 5 पेज का कानूनी नोटिस जैसा बना के भेजे हो और अंत में लिखते हो कि एक्सेप्ट इट विदिन 15 days और द अर्लिएस्ट, you can't dictate governor. So it was so nasty. Do you think that I should have accepted that letter?
Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations. Serious allegations आप face कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी। सर नीचे कर दो, कहना चाहेंगे सर आप? नीचे कर दो मनीष। See the picture of Manish Sisodia is now reaching here at CBI headquarters. So we are now getting the live pictures of Manish Sisodia, who is now reached here. Manish Sisodia is now reached here. We are getting the live pictures of Manish Sisodia. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर आप?
CBI heat on Sisodia intensifies, grilling underway as the showdown continues in the national capital.
मैं केंद्र सरकार की सारी एजेंसी से ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, कहां गए ये 10,000 करोड़ रुपए अगर मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने घोटाला किया है?
Arvind Kejriwal's deputy in the dock, but the Aam Aadmi Party continues to cry vendetta.
मुझे लगता है कुछ लोगों ने जांच में सहयोग करने की बजाय मीडिया में हल्ला ज्यादा करते हैं। इस बात का डर सता रहा है।
The BJP is setting the record straight, telling the Aam Aadmi Party to face the law instead of crying foul. In more news, another targeted killing reported in Jammu and Kashmir. A Kashmiri Pandit is shot dead in Pulwama. After Rajouri, now in Pulwama, how many more killings for the administration and the government to secure Kashmiri Pandits? And on the second day of his first visit to India, the German Chancellor in Bengaluru today. A very good evening. You're with us on Republic and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Our top focus today is on the major showdown that we have seen in the national capital. This is Arvind Kejriwal's deputy, his very, very close aide, and the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, who's in the dock. Now, he is being questioned by the CBI even as we speak. This questioning has been underway for some time now, and the agencies believe that they have enough material to nail him down. But what really is the story all about? What are the charges? What has been the entire showdown so far? The answer to those questions you will also see in these images that are playing out on your screens. On the left, as the CBI called Manish Sisodia for grilling, this is exactly how he reaches the CBI headquarters a little earlier, as if this was a part of a victory procession or something. On the right, you've seen utter ruckus today by the Aam Aadmi Party, its Karyakartas, who've even stooped down to another low by using expletives for the Prime Minister and crying vendetta. Let's also get in our colleagues Shravan and Piyush, both tracking that story, and they both join us live right now. Before I go to Piyush, to Shravan quickly. Shravan, you've been tracking the story right from day one. The Liquorgate has seen a lot of twists and turns. The Aam Aadmi Party right from day one, Shravan, has been saying that this is vendetta. We have done absolutely nothing wrong. They clearly haven't answered questions like if they had done nothing wrong, why did they change the policy? If they believe this is vendetta, why not approach the court and get the FIR quashed?
Well, in fact, Deepthi, let me first begin with the breaking news and then perhaps I'll answer the question with regards to why exactly Aam Aadmi Party is now trying to play the victimhood card. The breaking news right now as to why exactly Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been called in for questioning. This is because the CBI has already recorded a 164 statement, which is a statement before a magistrate of a top bureaucrat who was serving in the Delhi government when the excise policy was brought in. What we are picking up is that in the statement that has been recorded by the CBI, the top bureaucrat directly implicates Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. In fact, he says that he played a pivotal role in drafting this particular excise policy. What is even more shocking is that this bureaucrat has now gone on record to say that he was actually called to the residence of the Chief Minister, where Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia had handed over a document. Now, this document, he says, was with regards to notes regarding the excise policy. And this was before the excise policy was placed before the GOM for the ratification. It turns out that this was a note that was essentially prepared by close associates of Manish Sisodia. In fact, this also includes communication strategist Vijay Nair, along with him the owners of certain liquor companies. Net, what does this mean? This essentially indicates, Deepthi, that this policy was drafted in connivance with those who were they were the beneficiaries of this very excise policy. What did the Aam Aadmi Party get in return? CBI suspects that there is a clear kickback that were basically received by the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, they go on to allege that 70 lakh rupees was actually received by the Aam Aadmi Party as kickbacks, which was funneled for the political campaigning in the state of Goa, where they were contesting. There was a survey that was essentially done by the Aam Aadmi Party, which they say was done through the proceeds of crime. That is exactly why this decision was taken by the Central Bureau of Investigation, that Manish Sisodia should be examined in light of the new evidence that they have gathered so far. Answering your question with regards to political vendetta, remember the Aam Aadmi Party has played this to the gallery, effectively trying to communicate to the people of this country that this is a result of a pure vendetta. When Manish Sisodia was first called in for questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation, this was during the Gujarat polls, and they said that this was the reason why he was being called in for questioning was because they wanted to curb the rise of the Aam Aadmi Party in the poll-bound state of Gujarat at that point in time. And thereafter, they've basically gone ahead giving themselves a clean sheet without giving any importance to due procedure as far as this investigation goes. When there are only two aspects that I would like to clarify here, Deepthi, is that first, when the charge sheet was filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, Sisodia as well as Arvind Kejriwal essentially said that since there is no evidence, that is the reason why Manish Sisodia has not been named in the charge sheet. Now, that's a myth. The reality essentially being is that the charge sheet was basically filed because Vijay Nair was already arrested and there was a stipulated time period of 90 days within which the charge sheet should have been filed. Secondly, when the Enforcement Directorate filed about 3 charge sheets, there were basically passing references of Manish Sisodia's role. But having said that, he can only be named in the charge sheet as an accused if at all he is arrested, or at a later stage if they believe that they won't want to make him as an accused. At no point in time did the agencies actually give them a clean sheet. In fact, the agencies perhaps cannot give them any clean sheet because they've already named him as an accused. It is the prerogative of the court to decide whether at all Mr. Arvind Kejriwal or for that matter Mr. Manish Sisodia are completely squeaky clean on this entire matter. It is for the court to decide, not even for the agencies at this point in time. The job of the agencies right now is to collect as much material as they can, evidence to the effect of the allegations that they have levelled against these leaders.
Okay, Shravan, stay with us. Let's also get in our colleague Piyush, who's also joining us from another vantage point at the CBI headquarters. If we can also have Piyush on the screen. So, you know, Piyush, the point is, look at the optics. The Aam Aadmi Party that came with so much of promise and saying we are Kattar Imandar. You have one of the ministers, Satyendra Jain, who's still in the jail. He hasn't got a bail. They've cried political vendetta even on that case. Now, this is Manish Sisodia. For the nth time, the Aam Aadmi Party is claiming he's going to be arrested. So they are obviously playing the victimhood card right from the start. But when you ask them specific questions as to how and why was Manish Sisodia changing his phones, the excise commissioner apparently has, said that all this was done at the behest of the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister. Why has the Aam Aadmi Party not taken those questions head on, Piyush, if they have nothing to hide?
Well, certainly, Dipti, and so far Aam Aadmi Party leaders, including Arvind Kejriwal himself, they have not been able to come clean on the allegations which Manish Sisodia is facing. I still remember during the India Against Corruption protest that was being led by Arvind Kejriwal along with Anna Hazare at the time when they had formed their own political outfit, Aam Aadmi Party. Arvind Kejriwal had openly said that even if any leader of Aam Aadmi Party will face allegation, then he or she would step down. But in this case, we are not seeing anything is happening. As far as Satyendra Jain case is concerned, there also this nothing happened. Instead, Arvind Kejriwal continues to defend Manish Sisodia and says that no such scam has taken place, no such scam even exists. This is what Arvind Kejriwal says. Aam Aadmi Party is now trying to make a martyr out of Manish Sisodia, and that was also projected today in the morning when Manish Sisodia along with scores of Aam Aadmi Party workers marched towards the Rajghat, and from there we saw as to how he also made an emotional appeal to the people of Delhi, saying that he is now going to jail. After which Aam Aadmi Party workers, they started protesting there at the vantage point near CBI headquarters, following which they all were detained. But Manish Sisodia is facing serious allegations. When he reached here, we here at Republic also tried to confront him, tried to ask him the real question, the actual question as to what he has to say about the allegations which he is facing. But he was absolutely mum. He did not answer any question. But Manish Sisodia is facing a lot of allegations, like as to why the government formed a policy which certainly gave a lot of benefits to certain liquor dealers. Allegations are also that the kickbacks were received from these dealers and that money was used by Aam Aadmi Party in its campaign during the Goa elections. So far, no clean answer is coming in from Aam Aadmi Party leaders, but we'll have to wait and watch how the questioning goes on. Let me try to show you the pictures from right outside the very place from where I'm reporting. Since morning, we have seen this deployment taking place. Delhi police officers are still there on their job. In the morning, there was a massive deployment, and that continues to be here. Multiple layers of barricading have been put up here. Both the sides, entry and exit sides, either sides of this very lane has been completely blocked. There are, personnel who are standing there on the last layer of barricade also. If Mahindra can zoom and try to show you pictures there at the CBI headquarters. So he is facing questioning. On the other side, top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party continue to give clean chit to Manish Sisodia. In fact, they are comparing him with Bhagat Singh and other freedom fighters. The point here is that why isn't Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party leaders coming out clean on the allegations which Manish Sisodia is facing? In fact, the close aides of Arvind Kejriwal, they were also questioned by Enforcement Directorate a couple of days back. there were allegations of tampering of evidences also, but that have also not been responded by our pleaders. We have to wait and watch for how long the questioning will go on, but it's been more than 7 hours that Manish Sisodia has been grilled here at CBI headquarters in National Capital. Deepti.
Okay, so 7 hours and counting. That's exactly how long this questioning of Manish Sisodia continues at the CBI headquarters. I thank both Shravan and Piyush right now for getting us that live reportage from outside the CBI headquarters. And do forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge credibility crisis for the Aam Aadmi Party. The reason why the BJP says enough of your playing the victim card, crying vendetta almost every time. Why don't you answer tough questions? Versus the Aam Aadmi Party that continues to say that it is being targeted because Arvind Kejriwal continues to get popular. Let's play out reactions from both sides.
मुझे लगता है कुछ लोगों ने जांच में सहयोग करने की बजाय मीडिया में हल्ला ज्यादा करते हैं। किस बात का डर सता रहा है? क्या ऐसा किया है? क्या किया है? अगर कुछ नहीं किया तो डरना क्यों? अगर किया है तो फिर आप सबको कहने से भी कुछ नहीं होगा।
अडानी के खिलाफ सीबीआई नहीं होती, ईडी नहीं होती, इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट की जांच नहीं होती, सेबी की जांच नहीं होती। हजारों करोड़ का काला धन मॉरिशस और कैरेबियाई देशों से अडानी की कंपनी में लगा, उस पर कोई जांच नहीं होती। मनीष सिसोदिया जो दिल्ली के लाखों बच्चों के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, उनको आप गिरफ्तार कर रहे हैं। मनीष सिसोदिया जो दिल्ली के लाखों बच्चों के लिए रात दिन मेहनत करके अच्छी शिक्षा दे रहे हैं, उनको आप जेल में डाल रहे हैं।
So all this is the crisis that the Aam Aadmi Party, remember, is facing in the national capital. But what about Punjab, a state that the Aam Aadmi Party won handsomely just about a year ago? You're looking at the state again going down. There is a huge issue of the Khalistan elements again propping up. And in the backdrop of what really has happened vis-a-vis the Ajnala incident and Amritpal and company literally on the rampage and making the police go down to their knees, Captain Amrinder Singh has also reacted, and he says that he fears that the law and order situation in the state is on the verge of a total breakdown.
देखिए, मेरी तरफ से तो जो मैंने देखा है पिछले 1984 से लेकर उससे पहले से समा राइट थ्रू टिल 90s, उसमें क्या फ़र्क है? उसमें क्या फ़र्क है? एक ही चीज़ है, कानूनी व्यवस्था तोड़ी जा रही है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कोई कुछ समझ नहीं रहा, कानून कोई कुछ समझ नहीं रहा, जैसे जी करता है करी जा रहे हैं। अब ये तरीका क्या है? अगर किसी को पुलिस ने गलत पकड़ा है तो फिर कोर्ट में जाओ। देयर इज़ अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, कानून है इसमें। ये कैसे कि आप जाके अजनाले के पुलिस स्टेशन में आप हमला बोलो, पुलिस वालों को जख्मी करो, और वहाँ सबसे बड़ी बात, मेरा ख्याल कोई सिख को पसंद नहीं होगा कि आप गुरु ग्रंथ साहब का प्रकाश वहाँ कर दो। तो ये बहुत बुरी बातें हो रही हैं यहाँ, और मुझे समझ नहीं आती कि ये लोग जो इतिहास पढ़ते हैं, और ये अमृतपाल तो इतिहास को कोट करता रहता है, उसको मालूम नहीं कि क्या हुआ है पंजाब में। 35,000 लोग मरे हैं इधर, 1900 पुलिस वाले मरे हैं, तो क्या फिर बिगाड़ करना चाहते हैं इधर?
We head into a break right now. On the other side, this is another targeted killing being reported in Jammu and Kashmir. A Kashmiri Pandit is shot dead in Pulwama. Also, the second day of his first visit to India, the German Chancellor is in Bengaluru today.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.